Hello, this is MicroJ11, and I just picked up some stuff from my dad's work. They had a nice little bin of stuff they were throwing out, so my dad took me up there and we picked out some nice stuff. So here it is. Not bad stuff, actually. So here is one of the better things. This is a really nice, somewhat old VCR. So a big old heavy kind that has lots of stuff in it, the large components that you can use. None of the surface mount, newer stuff like that. It's actually got some nice little panel meters there. But yeah, this thing's a beast. It's really heavy. So this one's probably going to have at least 3 or 4 motors to drive everything in there, unlike the new ones that only have about 2 little dinky motors that aren't very useful. So, so that's a really nice bit there, and I'll probably do an autopsy on that coming up here. So I'll take that apart and get the components out. And here's actually... This is a solid-state burner management device. Flame failure response time 4 seconds max. Solid-state burner management. Yeah. So seems like it probably would have a sensor or something that would be inside of a furnace, and it would, if the flame went out, it would adjust the or turn off the gas. Because there wouldn't be any infrared light coming off of it anymore. So, I don't know, probably not very interesting. Probably just got a relay in there and probably some sort of sensing circuit. Here's a nice little computer. Looks like it actually is a fairly decent one. That's actually why I grabbed it. But if it doesn't work, I'll just use the power supply. But it's got actually 2 gigs of RAM, and it looks like it has a nice heatsink too on the CPU. So it's probably fairly powerful. Not very new though, because it doesn't have the the newer hard drive ports and everything like that. So and then it actually has this, which I'm not really sure what this is. It plugs in here. So if any guys know what this is, just yeah, maybe you know. It looks like it might be like a solid state memory or something like that. I don't think that. It's some sort of extension kind of thing, I think. A CPU, another power supply. Here's another. It's actually 15 volts, 20 amp power supply. It says bad on it, so I don't know if it's actually going to work. There's actually 2 problems with it. One is that it is 220 or 240 volts, and then I have to figure out what all the plugs do. And also the fuse is blown, so not sure if it's going to work. Here's some little B and C connector bits for a oscilloscope or something like that. There's actually resistors and some T's. And here is the good bit, kind of interesting bit. So this is actually a manipulator control unit. So a manipulator is a device that is kind of like a robot arm that you would put inside of that you'd have inside of like a clean room kind of thing, where people can't go. And you can control it from the outside through a window or a TV screen or something like that. And so it's got a bunch of motors, and here's actually the control for it. So you've got X, Y, and Z on here, and then you've got rotate. So these are nice little joysticks. They're actually just switches. So it's really, really well built. I just like how simple it is and how all the wires are zip tied together, and it's so neat. Same with this, it's all zip tied together, and these are actually like little modules. So it actually looks maybe like it was custom built, but these are actually, I believe they're some sort of motor controllers. So you've got some fuses on the front there, plugs. This goes to the joystick, which is this. I don't have the wire for it and everything like that though. So then here's the manipulator, actual wires that go to that. So these or the motor controllers. I took one of them, some of the screws out of the one. So you've got some sort of control board up here, power transformer, there's a shunt, resistor, stuff like that. So you've got your line in, line 1 and line 2, and then these I guess are the motor outputs. The wires that go out to the motor, because they're the large ones that go out to the manipulator plug. And then you've got your control wires, which actually, like these white ones, go out to this main plug that goes to the joystick. So you've got your white axes. And then underneath of here, we actually have something here, and they call it a power cube. I'm not really sure what that is yet, but it has AC1 and AC2. Those are both large wires. In the middle here we have G1 and G2, and those are pretty small wires, so I'm guessing those are actually the gate 1 and gate 2. And then here we have plus and minus, so I'm guessing that this is some sort of a solid-state relay or MOSFET or IGBT or whatever those, some sort of, just basically a solid-state relay, I think. And then we have two other relays here, and a nice power resistor, two of those. So that's one module, and there's a little board on the back there with a relay. So that's one of the modules, so I'm not really sure what those are yet. I will have to do some research on these, but here's actually the specs on it. You can't really see what it says. This one's better. So PM1C is the model. Max horsepower 1 to 2. AC in 115 to 230 volts. Max amps 12.5. Field volts DC 50 to 100. DC out 90 to 180. Volts, 10 amps max. Field AC, or amps DC max 3 amps. So I'm not really sure what all that means, because unless this is some sort of a bridge rectifier, power cube, I'm not really sure. I'll have to do research on these and see what it is, but I'm assuming that this is basic. This isn't any sort of pulse width modulation. I wish it was, but I think it's just an on-off, because that's all these switches are here. These are only switches, because I measured the resistance and it's just a switch. So I'm guessing it's only on and off. But there's also these too, these little potentiometers. So that could actually adjust the speed though. So maybe this does also do pulse width modulation. It's only got one little IC LM324. I think that might be an amplifier, but I'm not really sure. So yeah, there's 5 of those modules in here, and it's put together really nicely. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out if I can get those to work. And then these are actually some more pieces of it. We've got, I guess this is the power on off, emergency stop, stuff like that. I grabbed these mainly because these switches are really nice. I like how they're just put together. They're so nice. Then here's another bit, more switches, a transformer and bridge rectifier. So, but yeah, that is what I got. So, and then there's also a laser printer. That's actually for my brothers, so they'll probably just take it apart and give the parts to me. So I'm gonna get the parts anyway. But anyway, that is the stuff I just got. So look forward to an autopsy on that. Nice VCR, definitely on that, and possibly another explanation video of that once I figure it out or get it working or something like that. So yeah, sorry about the delay in videos here. I've been really bogged down with schoolwork, so I haven't had much time to work on stuff. But I hopefully, after school started here, I am starting to get more time because I'm managing my time better. And actually, I'm homeschooled, so if you guys didn't know that already, I am homeschooled. So far, well, ever since I was, I've only done homeschooling. I've never gone to public school or anything like that. So homeschooling's given me a lot of time to work on my projects and stuff like that. So that's why I've actually had a lot of videos and I know so much, because I have a lot of time to watch YouTube videos, or I had a lot of time until this year. This year, I'm actually doing cyber school. So it's basically public school on the computer. And I am really getting bogged down with homework and stuff. So that's why I have not put out many videos this year. But I'm starting to, because I was homeschooled, homeschoolers usually don't have very good time management. So sadly, I have very poor time management, but I am starting to get the hang of this and getting my homework done earlier. So I will be hopefully getting more videos out lately, or coming up here soon. So that's about it, guys. Tell me what you think. Thanks.